day, viewers. Good day, viewers. Welcome to Web Educate. Today we are focusing on double entry principle as we have it in our previous video. We've treated double entry principle now about 2 or 3 times. So today we are also covering double entry principle with just there is a small illustration. The question says you are required to open the asset and liability and the capital account and record the following transaction for March 2022 in the records of Ernest Limited. In the records of Ernest Limited. The records of Ernest Limited, full stop. March 2022, on the 1st, started business with 200,000 naira in cash. March 2022, on the 2nd, paid 180,000 naira of the opening cash into bank account for the business. That is from the capital year that was introduced, 180,000 naira was paid out of the opening cash into bank account for the business. On the 5th of March 2022, bought office furniture on credit from John Kalu Limited for 300,000 naira. Bought office furniture. What is that? That is, office furniture is what is increasing. And you are not crediting John Kalu Limited. John Kalu Limited is giving out, office furniture is receiving with the same amount of 300,000 naira. On the 8th of March 2022, bought a motor van paying by check 950,000 naira. What is that? Motor van is increasing. Motor van is increasing and the bank is decreasing. Asset of bank is because it's paying by check. That is from our bank account we pay out the sum of 950,000 naira to buy what? Motor van. So we debit motor van and credit bank account. 5th, bought works machinery from Wale and Sons on credit 590,000 naira. Bought works machinery from Wale and Sons on credit 590,000 naira. And that is what you do. Work machinery is increasing. That means debit work machinery is receiving. It's increasing and also is receiving also. Works of a machinery is receiving. The debit works machinery and you credit Wale. Wale is giving out. Wale and Son is giving out on credit. So you have to record Wale's and Sons in this case because it is not a cash transaction. It is what is a credit transactions. When it involves credit transaction, you have to record the names of what? Of the seller or the buyer. If it is on credit, or if it is on credit transaction. So now what do you do here? You debit works machinery and credit Wale and Sons with the same amount of 590,000 naira. On the 18th of March 2022, returned 40 office furniture costing 120,000 naira to John Kalu Limited. Returned 40 office furniture costing 120,000 naira to John Kalu Limited. I've said it in the former video that when you are talking about return outward and return outward, it involves the asset of stocks. But this is not an asset of stock, this is 40 office furniture. Office furniture is to be used, an asset to be used in the office. It is not goods and services that are dealing with by the business. So it does not involve return outward or return inward. This is what you are going to do. What you are going to credit office furniture here and debit John Kalu Limited. 25th of March 2022, so some of the works machinery for 150,000 naira cash. Some of the works machinery that are bought was sold for 150,000 naira. Works machineries were bought for 590,000 naira, and out of it, part of it was sold for 150,000 naira in cash. March 2022, on the 26th, paid amount owing to John Kalu Limited 180,000 naira by check. John Kalu Limited sold on the 5th, bought office furniture on credit from John Kalu Limited for 300,000 naira. Then out of it, some were returned. Look at it. Returned 40 office furniture costing 120,000 naira to John Kalu. So we bought 300,000 office furniture from him and returned 120. So the balance is now what? 180,000 naira. Paid amount owing to John Kalu Limited 180,000 naira by check. Then last but not the least, took 10,000 naira out of the bank and put it in the cash till. This is out of the bank and put it in the cash till. This is from bank to cash, bank to cash, bank to cash. Out of the bank and to cash. This is what we call contra account. Does not involve a personal account. It involves from cash to bank. This is like a memorandum account within the same set of what of a class of assets from bank to cash. So now I rub off the question now. I rub off the question now. I rub off the question. So that is that about the question. Now I rub off the question to provide the solution. I rub off the question to provide the solution. I rub off the question to provide the solution. I rub off the question and then provide the solution, and this is double entry principle. Double entry principle is an accounting system that involves recording of a transaction in two different accounts, where one account is debited and one account is credited with the same amount. One account is credited, one account is debited with the same amount. And this is a capital, liability, and asset account. Capital account, assets, and liability account. Double entry of a capital, asset, and liability account. Solution. 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 Solution, what do you do here? Say, the question says you are required to open the asset and liability and capital account. Capital account. Capital account, and record the following transactions for March 2022 in the records of Ernest Limited. Before I put this, let me say in the records of Ernest Limited. In the records of Ernest Limited. And I have this. Is say started business. When I started business, that is capital account. Started business. Capital accounts. Okay. Capital account, and that is started business. I take it one by one. And that is what capital account. I mean, started business with 200,000 naira. Started business with 200,000 naira in cash. That involves capital and cash account. Capital account is not much there. Let me take it up. And that is e debit, e credit capital account and credit cash account. Cash account. The credit capital account with how much? That is 200. That is the corresponding entry here is what is cash account with 200 cash account. Cash. Because of the space. Account is missing here. Then you now debit or cash account with the same capital account corresponding entry. Capital account. Let me just put it small. 200,000 naira. Next, pay 108,000 out of the opening cash into bank account for the business. Out of this 100,000 naira paid 108,000 of the opening cash into bank account. In that case, you open bank account. Bank account. And this bank account is receiving from where? Paid 108,000 naira. Paid 180,000 naira. That is not going to bank. Bank is now the corresponding entry. Bank account. So bank is now receiving. Bank is receiving. You have a 180,000 naira here. Bank is receiving. You have 180,000 naira here. 180,000 naira. And that was corresponding entry, the cash account. Cash account. Cash is receiving. Bank is giving out the same amount. Next, bought office furniture on credit from John Kalu Limited for 300,000 naira. Bought office furniture on credit from John Kalu Limited for 300,000 naira. That is office furniture. Office furniture account. Well, let me take it down. Let me extend the bank account, because it's bank account and cash account that takes much of a transaction. So office furniture account. A/C. A/C is a allowed. It's a short term of account. So bought office furniture. Office furniture is receiving. Bought office furniture on credit from John Kalu. Next is all John Kalu Limited. John Kalu Limited account. John Kalu is giving out. John Kalu bought office furniture on credit from John Kalu. That means John Kalu is giving out 300,000 naira to office furniture. Office furniture. Then John Kalu Limited Now 300,000 naira. Then John Kalu Limited. John Kalu account. Next, bought works machinery from Wale and Sons on credit. Bought works machinery from Wale and Son. Wale and Son is given out. Wale and Son account is given out. Let me take it down because of the space. Because of the space. Wale and Sons. 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 Wale and Sons account. Wale and Sons. Bought works machinery from Wale and Sons. The next is works machinery. Work machinery account. Wale and Sons. See? Bought works machinery from Wale and Sons on credit. So Wale and Sons is giving out 590,000 naira. 590 naira. Bought, where is it? Wale and Sons. Oh, something is missing there. Bought a motor van paying by check. No. Before this, before Wale and Sons. Say bought a motor van. Before Wale and Sons. There's an omission there. Let me not omit it. Let me not omit it. Let me not omit it. Motor van account. Motor van account. Motor van account. Bought motor van. That's on the 8th of March 2022. Bought a motor van paying by check. By check, 950,000 naira. So motor van is receiving 950,000 naira from what? Paying by check. When they say paying by check, that is bank account. Then you now go to bank and you credit bank 900,000 naira. That is what? That is motor van account. Then next, bought on the 12th, bought works machinery from Wale and Son. On the 12th, bought office machinery, bought works machinery. That is works machinery account. Works machinery account. Bought works machinery account. What do you do here? Bought works machinery from Wale and Sons. Bought works machinery from Wale and Son on credit. 590,000 naira. So works machinery is receiving 590,000 naira from where? From Wale and Sons. Then you open Wale and Sons now. Wale and Sons account. You now credit Wale and Son is given out. You credit Wale and Son Casually and Son for 590 naira. And that is Works Machinery. Works Machinery. We manage it like that. Works Machinery, we manage it like that. Then return 40 office furniture costing 120. Where is office furniture? Office furniture, we bought 300 from John Kalu. Then we return office furniture. We return some to, that is to John Kalu. That is John Kalu is now also receiving. We return to, what is the amount? Returned 40 office furniture costing 120,000 to Kalu, to John Kalu Limited. 120,000, 120,000 to John Kalu, Then where is John Kalu? This is John Kalu. John Kalu is now receiving. Formerly, John Kalu was giving out. Here, John Kalu is now receiving. So what do you do there? What do you do here? 120. We return it to John Kalu. To John Kalu. And what is the corresponding entry? That is the same one. Is what is office furniture. We manage it like that. That is 120,000 naira. Next. So some of the Works Machinery for 150,000 naira cash. So some of the Works Machinery. Where is the Works Machinery? That is disposal. Works Machinery sold some of the Works Machinery for 150,000 naira cash. So some of the Works Machinery for 150,000 naira cash. So cash is now receiving. Cash is receiving how much? 150,000 naira. So we go to cash account. Cash is now receiving 150. Then from where? From Works Machinery. From Works Machinery. That is that. Next, pay the amount owing to John Kalu Limited, 108,000 naira by check. We return. Where is the? We return. Where is the? Say. Pay the amount owing to John Kalu. Where is John Kalu? This is John Kalu. We bought 300,000 from him. We return 120,000 back to him. Then the remaining we paid him. So John Kalu is now receiving the amount of say pay the amount owing by check. That is bank. What is the amount owing now? From the 300,000 you return 120. That is remaining 180. 180. And what is the form of payment? The question say by check. That is bank account. Bank account. We manage the space. That is bank account. Then we go to bank account. Bank is given out. You now credit what? Bank account with the same amount. With the same amount. With the same amount. With the same amount. Where do you get this 180? Let me just record this. 180 from where? From John Kalu. John Kalu is receiving. We pay to him. John Kalu. John Kalu. Next. Say took 10,000 naira out of the bank and put it in the cash till. That's on the 38th. That is the last, but not the least. Took 10,000 out of the bank and put it in the cash till. Took 10,000 out of the bank and put it in the cash till. That is, this just involves cash and bank. Cash and bank. See, took 10,000 naira out of the bank. 10,000 out of the bank. That is 10,000. Let's go to cash. That is the correspondent is what is now cash account. Then you now go and debit what? Out of the bank. Out of the bank. Bank is giving out. Cash is receiving. Bank is giving out 10,000 naira. That is cash is receiving. Bank is giving out. Bank. This is bank account. Bank is giving out. Cash is receiving. Bank is giving out. Cash is receiving. So that is the end of the question. That's the end of the question. That's the end of the, that is double entry. Debit the giver, debit receiver, credit the giver. And these are what asset of. These are the double entry for asset accounts, capital account, and the liability account. Liability account, asset account, and the capital account. And the capital account. If you have been enjoying some values here, do give us a thumb up and hit the red button to enable YouTube to notify you when more of this is produced in the future. And I've said that this YouTube channel is committed to provide more of this value in the future. So do hit that red button to enable YouTube to notify you when more of this is provided in the future. Thank you for doing that. See you in the next video. God bless you.